Welcome back, Outfinders. Hope everybody's having a very wonderful hump day Wednesday. It is a rather bearish one on the market today. Nice little gap down here, and we will get to why the market gap down. But about a 0.8% of a gap down, roughly, there on the markets to start the day. Currently down about 0.5% there on the SPY. There is that. Did trade a little bit higher there. The first tower, right? And then we've kind of just been choppy since then. Currently roughly up at the session highs. And that's about how the SPY is looking. Q is a little bit more of a gap down, but they did trade higher quickly on the open. They did gap down roughly 0.9, a little bit over 0.9%. Traded higher, choppy, sideways since. IWM though. IWM. This is the second day in a row this thing has gotten beat down pretty good. We did gap down around 1.25%, a little bit over 1.25%. Yeah, you can see just really hasn't really had a strong kind of bullish pop there, like the other two. Just kind of been more sideways throughout the day. Kind of looks like it wants to break down. So we'll see if that happens. DIA, nice little gap down sideways as well, kind of like the IWM. RSP, same thing, gap down sideways down here. Kind of looks a little bit more like a kind of a trying to base here. We'll see if that happens. So we got some things look like they might be basing. Looks like some things might be rolling over. RSP currently down 1%. All right, nice little gap down. This is kind of the spot we talked about past couple days. Like, hey, this would be the spot to get the RSP. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. That's all I got. I would probably just be looking to be bullish in this area. All right, DIA, same kind of deal. The DIA wasn't looking all that great Friday. Obviously, it wasn't looking great, yesterday either on Tuesday. Nice little breakdown coming down right down to this pivot that we had back towards the end of April. Looking pretty good. I would say the DIA probably bounces. If we keep selling off from here, yeah, it's not going to be good. I think you're going to start to really bail out a lot of stuff. IWM broke Thursday's low. Hasn't quite made it down to like this 200 level. Still having a hard time holding over this 205, 206. Yeah, it just doesn't look super clean. Still just kind of choppy up here. Yeah, that's for now. I guess you can maybe take a bounce, take the bounce here around 200, or just say, hey, you know what, it snagged this low from Thursday. Maybe look to be bullish. But yeah, we have any more breakdowns coming soon. We could definitely see the market sell off quite a bit. Mostly because tech is still holding things together, and tech really hasn't joined the selling party yet. Still above the 10 EMA. It's been pretty good here over the past month. So the Qs look pretty solid here. Okay, SPY. I would still expect us to go on a little bit of a bullish move here, come take out this high from Thursday, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking. We get back below like 520. Yeah, 520. Maybe that changes some things, but I would expect a little bit more choppiness up in this area before if we do actually roll over on the markets. That probably comes later, but and I'll show you kind of another reason why. VIX, nice little gap up here on the VIX. Okay, for how much that dropped off from the mid-April, we have also jumped quite a bit over the past 4 trading sessions. All right, DXY dollar threw a nice hammer yesterday. We talked about that a little bit. The nice hammer, nice continuation higher today, looking pretty good. Hasn't gotten back above this high from late last week, but looks pretty solid today. I mean, no reason why it probably doesn't here over the next day or two. GLD, Gold Trust. Not too much kind of going on here. Dollar's up pretty good amount. GLD, I would still just be buyers of any kind of dips, like even the one that we've had here over the past week. I would just still continue to be a buyer on dips on gold and silver for that matter. Speaking of, let's take a look at silver. I mean, silver, quick 2-day snapback. Wednesday, Thursday last week, continuing higher. Yeah, silver looking really, really good. 10-year yield. All right, so if yields keep pushing higher, I would rapidly change positioning on the market. And for what we've seen here over the past 2 days on yields on the 10-year, this is pretty. This is a pretty strong move. Everybody thought yields were done. Yields were going to break down. And back in mid-May, a couple weeks ago, and all they really kind of did was check back into these previous highs that we had around 4.3.5, 4.35 area. And then over the past 2 weeks or so, we've been running pretty good. Running pretty good on yields. So, yeah, I mean, they don't look too bad. I might put this line back on this chart here. Let me see. Maybe something like that. I don't know. We'll leave that line there. Looks pretty good, though. I know the 30-year wasn't as strong yesterday. The shorter terms weren't as strong yesterday as the longer term, so the 30-year was looking really strong yesterday, and all it did was check into the lower ends of this channel. So this channel is working pretty good here on the longer term, the 30-year. So, yeah, I mean, if we go back on another run, we're going to be getting up into the 5% area here on the longer term U.S. Treasury yields. Pretty quick. 10-2 inversion. Nice. Another day again. Nice push higher. So, yeah, well, I guess we're just in this choppy area that we've been in now for, I would say, almost half a year, but it's even longer than half a year. So, maybe about 8 months. So, all right, HYG. Yep, we are breaking down on bonds as we should be with the move up on yields. And honestly, I don't see why we would bounce until we get to these lower levels. At least that's what the HYG kind of looks like. Same thing kind of goes for the LQD. Kind of an interesting spot because this is where we kind of did have a gap. Kind of some tops right here back from late April. So maybe this is enough to hold us and we kind of chop and then bounce and break out of this downtrend. I don't know if I would want to play it that way unless maybe we see a little bit more of the consolidation in here and then, maybe play that later. But I wouldn't want to play that directly right now. I think that downtrend is a little bit more in control. Same thing here with the TLT. I mean, you look at this thing, it came right back up to this the upper ends of this channel, this downtrending channel. And yeah, it looks like we're just kind of rejecting. Now it's going to roll over. That's all I got. I mean, it doesn't look great, man. Just doesn't look great. All right, take a look at sector rotation for the day. Lower end of the day, energies. Energies getting smacked around pretty good today. All right. Utilities as well, materials, industrials, real estate, healthcare, staples, and financials also underperforming. In line with the market, discretionaries, outperformers, communications, and tech barely outperforming there on the day. Take a look at intraday. How does it look intraday? Tech outperforming makes sense. They had a pretty good gap down. They traded higher pretty good, and we saw that on the Qs. Financials also doing pretty well. Discretionaries, communications, healthcare, all outperforming intraday. Real estate's kind of in line with the market there. Staples a little bit underperforming. Industrials, materials, utilities, and energies underperforming quite a bit during the day.